There's nothing quite so sad as seeing one of your childhood or teenage heroes fall from grace. Hello, welcome back. Apologies, I've been away for a while. I've had a few life changes, and well, they've held me back from doing any videos for a while. But I'm trying to get back into it. So, regarding the video, I said I'll do a deep dive into the Meta Festival. That script is finished, and it will be filmed soon. I'll be working on a new video in the heavy metal history, where I go into the lyrics of a song and talk about the history and with basically like a documentary going into what the song is actually about. And I have another in my nostalgia series coming up, UK nostalgia for the alt scene, which will be on a website for the goth culture. Well, I generally don't do many news articles in the metal scene unless I know something about it. So in this one I actually do know a fair bit because I used to be a huge fan of him and Bam Margera growing up. And this article came out from Enemy, and let's have a look into it, shall we? I'll read the article and I'll give some commentary as we go along to give some context. After a stint in rehab last year, Margera said it was his obsession with Ville Valo and the music of him that led him to become an alcoholic. Ville Valo has spoken out on Bam Margera, saying that the Jackass star is turning into a monster. Margera was a close part of the Him universe in the early 2000s, with Margera directing their music videos and the band often appearing on MTV shows in return. So here's the thing, Bam Margera originally came to fame through the CKY videos and getting sponsored by Element. CKY videos were his films doing stunts. It was a predecessor to Jackass, where Johnny Knoxville or Steve-O saw him publishing these videos, and they took it on and created Jackass with Bam. Add to that, whilst Bam was touring in Element, with the Element team, he was touring in Europe, and he then came across him, because they were in, I guess, the metal charts at the time, and it came in massive, and he befriended Villa. This then went on to Bam having rights to part of the Heartagram logo, if I recall, which is the logo of the band Him, having his own spin on it, and they essentially kind of intertwined and around each other, and Bam did directed the Sacrament video for Him, and as Bam became more famous, he had a load of shows on MTV after Jackass, like Viva La Bam, Bam's Unholy Union. Ryan Dunn had a prank show, one of the original members of the CKY crew. I can't think of anything else. Bam's Demolition Tour. So yeah, back then they were like this. So the thing is it it really annoyed the Him fans, this association with Bam, because the Him fans didn't really like Bam, and they were like, oh, everyone's coming in to enjoy Him because of Bam. So, and there was vice versa as well. It's like all the people like Bam because of Him. Myself, I think I was listening to Him before I came across Bam. So Him fans, don't judge me, please. What else? Anyway, we'll carry on. In 2021, Margera entered a 1-year D and drink rehabilitation program and told Jackass co-star Steve-O that his descent into alcoholism was due in part to his obsession with Valo. Quote, I am an alcoholic. I have been for a long time, he said. I remember when I was probably 21. I was so mesmerized with Ville Valo. From him, he would just walk down the street in Finland and girls would literally faint. Sometimes guys too. I would just follow his lead. I'm like, he's buying a pack of cigarettes, I'm buying a pack of cigarettes. He's getting beer, I'm getting beer. He's doing a shot of Sambuca, I'm doing a shot of Sambuca. Once he cracked open a beer when he woke up, that was the first time I'm like, quote, you're drinking in the morning, in the daytime? He's like, yeah, why not? Want one? And I'm like, well, I'm not going to let you do it alone, but this is effing crazy. It was the first time I ever day drank. Here's the thing. Yeah, Valo was, again, he was huge, and I'm not going to say all the girls, but pretty much all the girls liked him. Um, so I think that the thing is that for Bam, it was so young. He was in his early, he was in his early 20s, and he came to fame in his teens, if I recall. So he was probably getting all this money and didn't know what to do with it. And as we've seen with child stars, actors, lottery winners, it never goes well. And yeah, you could really tell, like, seeing them together in videos, that he was looking up to him and like wanting to be like him, which is kind of weird because he was probably more famous. Had to grab the Pomeranian because he's being a balky boy. Which is kind of weird because Bam was probably actually more famous. Speaking to Enemy in a new conversation video interview, Valo was asked whether he kept in touch with Margera. He replied, "I haven't heard from him in a while. I think the last time I saw him was during our last tour in the United States with him, which was in 2017. We tried to contact him via Brandon Novak." Okay, Brandon Novak. He was a kind of in the CKY crew, but he kind of came in and out of the filming, and also a lot in Viva La Bam as the butt of the joke generally. He had a massive H problem. I can't say it on YouTube, but the injecting kind. The thing is that similar to Bam, like, the thing is, Bam actually did look out for him a lot. He's actually, I believe he's one of his oldest friends, and he took him in and tried to get him rehab and let him live at his house and whatnot, but they kept falling out and not because Brandon just kept relapsing. So nowadays, Brandon actually, if I recall, Brandon Novak actually has his own podcast, and he's kind of at odds with Bam, if I recall, because of, well, his drinking problem and not getting help. Via Brandon Novak, I haven't been able to reach out in that sense or really talk to him. Our personally ongoing recovery, he added, "I'm hoping that he feels better because he's a nice guy. He's a sensitive, special fella, and it's just sad to see that he's turning into the monster that he's turning into. I think I can understand some of it, but it needs to stop." Elsewhere, Margera recently confirmed that he was, quote, basically pronounced not here anymore after developing seizures and contracting a blood infection. Speaking on Steve-O's Wild Ride podcast, Margera revealed what happened during his near-death experience. He explained that the coup sent his health into a tailspin, which resulted in him suffering 5 seizures, after which he was placed into a hospital ICU ward on life support. Wow. Margera recovered enough to attend a Mon Amarth's gig in Soma in San Diego on December the 16th. The show was part of the Swedish melodic death metal band's headlining tour in support of their latest album, The Great Heathen Army. Speaking of which, my heavy metal history next video is on the song The Great Heathen Army. He was previously taken to rehab by police in September 2021 after an incident at a casino in Tampa Bay, Florida. Here's the thing. Bam has... You're going to behave. Here's the thing. Bam has had many stints like this. Over the years, he's got into a fight with a rapper in Iceland because he drank too much. There's 2 sides to that story, but, you know. The thing is, he got angry about not being involved in the latest Jackass film because the other, actors, stunt guys, whatever, didn't want him there because he was still drinking terribly, and he went off on him and caused a hullabaloo. on probably Instagram or some social media, probably Twitter. So I don't think Bam's talking to even those guys anymore. So here's the thing. Bam has always been having issues with drink. And it didn't help when his friend Ryan passed away, which was also, I believe, due to drinking. I can't remember exactly, but there was a car accident, which also took the life of his friend, Ryan's friend, who was in the car at the same time. And Bam has never got over that. It's something that's haunted his life for probably about 10 years now. I believe heck, Bam even went on Dr. Phil, if I recall, because his mother was worried about him. And this is it. He's been in and out of rehab for 10, 15 years, and his I don't know if it's that or that his first marriage divorced because of his drinking. I can't say for certain, but he's also got a son, if I recall. So this is the thing. Bam's been in and out of rehab for a very long time, and he keeps relapsing. And I think what he's doing is that he's thinking, now I'm doing better, I'll have a drink. And I feel that Bam is probably one of those people who should probably never drink again. That's my opinion. So, with that out of the way, it's just really sad to see, because I grew up watching Bam. He was like one of my heroes as a teenager back in early 2000s, and it's sad to see that he's not even talking to Villa anymore. So, yeah, that's really about it. It's sad to see, and one would hope that they reconcile and that Bam finally manages to stop his drinking problem. Anyway, I've waffled on long enough, so I'm trying to get back into a schedule again. I've got a lot of ideas coming up. This was just a quick one that I thought I could do due to being quite knowledgeable on the subject. And yeah, if you have any memories of Bam, what do you think of the situation? And let's try and get some positivity, because he did give a lot to the skating scene, and he does give a lot to charity back in the day. So Bam is a good guy. He had too much too young. He's done a lot for his friends. His friends used to like live with him rent free, if I recall, and he just paid for everything. Everyone wanted, like, the skaters all wanted to be like Bam, because like he was just the rich guy who could just mess around all day, have a drink, and mess about. But anyway, in the comment section, what's your best memories of Bam, and what do you think of the current situation? And I'll catch you later.